Everyone, welcome back to Saving with Vane. Today I'm doing a different video. I am doing the hashtag IN movement, which was created by Free to Fly Michelle. Thank you so much for letting me be part of this amazing movement. Women empowering other women and women sharing topics that are important to discuss. So my name is Vanessa. I am a 31-year-old woman. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of 3 wonderful children and 1 angel girl in heaven. The topic I chose to talk about is family communication. Why did I choose this topic? Because I feel as the years pass by, with more and more technology we have, which is great, lots of families are losing communication. We go out, we see some kids on their tablet, teens on their phones, mom and dad on their phones while eating out, when it should be a special time to spend together, to talk to each other. So that's why I wanted to talk about this topic. So I will be discussing there's so many things to talk about. So I'll be discussing family communication within wife and husband or partners, communication with our children, and with our family members. So today I will start off with communication between wife and husband or partners. Communication is so important because when you met, you promised to be together. You knew you had to share some common goals in order for your relationship to work out good. We all have different goals. We have common ones, we have different ones, but what's important is that you talk to each other about your goals and you commit to help each other achieve those goals, or if there's something that you don't agree on, see what else can be changed, but that you both agree on that. It's also important to say what you like and don't like about each other's. We don't like to hear negative feedback, but it's important. Why? Because if you don't tell me you don't like this or that, guess what? I'm going to continue doing it. And every time I do it, you're going to be upset. You're going to be mad. And that's something that was really hard for my husband at the beginning. He would get mad about something and guess what? Oh, he didn't want to talk. and I would tell him, let's talk about this and that. And he would just stay quiet and turn on the TV. And I told him, I saw that with my family. Mom would get mad, wouldn't talk to dad for 2-3 days, and I wouldn't like it. I get it, we get upset, but if you don't talk about things, nothing's going to be solved. The only way to resolve things is to talk about it. Talking to him often and, telling him, about that, he kind of like started communicating a little bit more, and it went slow, but up to now, we have been married since 2010. We're now in 2022, so we're 11 years and a half married, and we could say we live happy. Like I said before, there's stuff we don't like, but if we talk through each other, we could either change those things that we're doing wrong, or we can figure out ways to do those same things, but in a way that it will make that other person feel bad. Chores in the home. I believe that it's important that as men go to work and we now go to work, women can do chores at home and men can also do chores at home. Some people had that, or some men had that mentality that, oh, woman is home, she does the chores, I go to work. But no, that's not how things work. Or that's how I believe things don't work. So for example, my husband, he helps me mop. He helps me do the garden outside. Sometimes that I need to go to the store, I have a 1-year-old, a 6 and an 8-year-old. You tell them, oh, don't run, don't do this, and guess what? That's the first thing they do. So it's stressful for me sometimes when I go, I tell them, don't run. Why? Because my son goes running, and guess what? My 1-year-old wants to go running. So I'm trying to buy grocery, or I'm trying to buy clothes at the store, and then I have to be chasing them around. I have to keep an eye on my son, because if not, baby will get lost. So it is stressful, and then we try to work it out. Once he gets home from work, I go and buy grocery, or when it's something simple as milk or eggs, I call him, you know what, we need this, and he goes and buys it. He helps. There's days when I will get home from work, he would surprise me. He had food made. So that was one thing less for me to do, because I would get home when I was working full time. I would get home around 6, and then I will be already mentally tired, and I will have to start cooking. So it felt really good to see my husband, have something special made for me without me telling him to do that. And then obviously when we work together, guess what? I'm happy because he does it. And obviously I'm going to do more stuff to make him happy too, because he's helping me. So if we work together in the chores at home, things get done faster. The house is clean and we're both happy. So I'm trying to obviously teach that to my children, both girl and boy, to help out in the house too. Children to have. So when I only had one brother, I always said I wanted to have 3. My husband said, whatever God gave us. Our first child, which is my baby angel in heaven, I lost her at 28 weeks. She is a girl. So we could say with her, I have 4, but she's in heaven. Again, the communication was really important, because I went to a really deep, deep depression that happened back in 2011, and it still hurts me. People say after time passes you will forget, but you don't forget something like that. Sorry, I'm getting emotional, but yes, I got into a deep depression. At that time I was going to the university. I stopped going. I fell into a deep depression. I missed a semester. It got to the point that I felt I had no reason to be here. I was not needed. I was not going to be missed. And I wanted to commit suicide. And I locked myself in the room. I got a knife, and my husband was trying to throw the door down because he heard me crying and stuff. And yeah, he opened it, and I was there with my knife. My parents don't know that. We've never told them, but I was really bad. It was a really bad depression I went through, and I regret not going to therapy. But thank God I had my husband who helped me, who would talk to me. The reason why I went into a deep, deep depression that I want to commit suicide is because besides losing my baby at 28 weeks, they made me deliver her. I got induced. They made me deliver her. I went through the funeral services, and I have her at the cemetery. So I was in shock. It was something big and unexpected. I couldn't get pregnant for a year and a half. So imagine, as a woman, you lost your first children. You've heard stories that sometimes when, they lost a child, they could lose the next ones, or sometimes they cannot get pregnant again. So that was my mentality. After months of not getting my period, I was irregular, and then every time I would check, it was negative. I felt like, oh, maybe, I'm not going to be able to have children. So I told my husband, you know what, you don't have to stay with me. Don't feel bad. You could go and find somebody else. And he always told me, you're crazy, you're this, why you say that? But it was that I felt so bad. I felt so depressed that after a whole year without taking no birth control at all, I couldn't get pregnant. But he was there. He would talk to me. He would make me feel better. And thank God he gave me 3 wonderful children. So I have 4 in total with my daughter in heaven. I have a girl. I had a girl after. I had my son, and then my 1-year-old. So yes, that's why I said communication is so important, because if it wasn't for my husband, who knows if I would have been here. So that's about the children. Respect. That's one thing my husband always told me, because at the beginning, yes, when I would get mad, I would say words I shouldn't, and yes, including bad words. And he told me, if you start disrespecting and you get me so mad and I disrespect you, our relationship's gonna go down. He's like, because that's what happens. You get used to disrespecting each other. You're gonna get more mad, and the fights are gonna get stronger and stronger. And I'm glad he also always talk to me about that, because thanks to that, I changed the way I would talk to him, and it helped out. It's important to talk about what you each other like. I personally don't like seafood. He loves seafood. So when we go out and we try to go to restaurants that sell, seafood and other food, so we could eat like, let's say the international buffet, they have mainly 80% seafood and 20%, they have Chinese food, rice, teriyaki chicken. So we eat that, and my husband eats seafood. I went on YouTube. I saw videos about seafood, and that's how I learned to cook. So I do cook seafood, but just for my husband. So it's all about, like I said, communication. I would always cook regular meals, and he told me one day, I really crave seafood, but I wanted homemade, and I never did. I was like, well, why didn't you tell me? He's like, because you say you don't know, because I was never taught seafood. But I started looking at YouTube videos. I tried it, and the first time it came out so-so, but the next time it came out good, and now I do seafood. As a couple, also, communication, showing love doesn't have to be all in words. It could be simple little things, like, for example, I told my husband, on Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, flowers, they're like not even double, they're triple. So I told him, for me, it's not important that you go spend $100 to $200 in flowers. What's important for me is that you do those things. Bring me flowers, bring me a little note, bring me a little something on days that is not a holiday. To me, it's like you brought me this because you felt you wanted to give me this, instead of like, it's Mother's Day, it's Valentine's Day, I have to give her so she won't feel bad. So I think it's important to don't forget, as time passes, as years passes, still do that thing, surprise him or her with that food that she likes. Surprise them with a little note. Surprise them with, I don't care, it's a flower from my neighbor's garden. It's the points that he brought me a little flower, a little note, that counts more to me than him buying a huge $200 arrangement on Mother's Day or Valentine's Day. So communication is really, really, really important between wives and husbands and partners. So there's many things to talk about that. If there's any topics you want me to talk about communication, please leave it down in the comments. I said I will be talking in my next video about communication with our children. Examples will be about chores, about teaching them to respect others, about communicating how was their day, what they like, what they don't, things they could use at a certain age, things that they can't. So this will be in the next video. Let me know what you want. Like I said, I'm no expert. I'm barely 31 years old. Have been married only 11 years, but I'm just trying to talk about the importance of communication here in my videos. So I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, leave me down in the comments if there's anything you would like me to talk about, if there's anything that you'd like or just not like. Like I said, I would like your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.